Hello everybody. Irrigation day. I've got a pivot here that I need to get running, and I've got another one I need to run out and check. This field's got multiple pivots in it, so we have valves that we need to switch to go from one to the other. So yeah, we're gonna go walking out in the corn. It rained a little bit last night, not much, so we'll probably get a little bit wet. See if I can get my phone to prop up. That probably won't work. But anyway. There. One of these days I'm going to get a stand for that. Get the mud boots on. Go for a little bit of a walk. So we're on our walk to the pivot. This is the trail that we drive through with the pickup or the four-wheeler to go from one pivot to the other, but not knowing how muddy it was, I didn't want to drive out here with the pickup and get stuck, as it's happened before, and it's not fun. But corn's growing. This is one of our better corn fields, or better fields all around. It's got really good soil content here. And so it's decently tall. I think overall the corn's been a bit on the short side this year. Just moisture issues and whatever else, other reasons. It's just been a challenging year. But knowing that some people have a more challenging year than we do, I'm not going to complain too loudly. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I mean, corn is what? I'm 6 foot, so we're probably 10 foot tall right now on this field anyway. That's not too bad. That's not terrible. I mean, a lot of times we get corn in the 13, 14 foot range, which is, I guess, excessively tall for most places, but it works for us. You know, I tell you what, the silage guys would love to have corn that tall, I would imagine. Okay, here's our pivot. What we have, oh, it's a house cat in the grass over there. So what we have is that cap we need to take off and attach that hose to where the pipe comes out of the underground. This has been off for a day or two, so there's not a lot of water coming in here, but a lot of times if you're switching it pretty much right away, you pull that off, the water just comes gushing out, and you got to stand and wait for about 10-15 minutes for the water pressure to die down before you can put this on. There we go. Excuse me. Well, that's all that needed. Now I need to get things fired up. Or at least, I don't know if I gotta have the well on first for this one or not. I don't think so. The power's off, so that's great. I mean, they get to come back in here. But one thing I do know now is it's dry enough for me to drive. All right, just getting back to the truck here. We're gonna drive up to the well, make sure everything is set right and ready to go. Make some water happen. It is just a humid, sticky, hot day. It really is. So we've got some thunderstorms rolling through the area. It's just bringing a lot of humidity with it, and it's just been so hot this year. You know, we're regularly breaking the 100-degree mark, 100, 102, stuff like that, and it's just miserable. And you get into a cornfield, there's no breeze. The corn actually puts off a little bit of humidity and just stickiness. And with the no breeze, it holds on to whatever humidity settled overnight, because you know, when the air cools, it can't hold as much moisture, so it all settles out in the form of fog or dew or whatever else. And it's just miserable this last couple weeks. My family just got back from a camping trip earlier this week, and we were down in Nebraska, and it was just unbelievably hot and sticky. The poor air conditioner on the camper just never stopped. But whatever, it's July, it's the Midwest, what do you expect? So up at the well here, and just gonna make sure power boxes are on. That's weird that they're not, but they are. I find this interesting. Got drip oil. Now in here, it's an oiler right here. You're probably not going to focus on it. Kind of, right here. There we go. Well, anyway, there's an oiler that drips oil down the pivot, or down the well anyway, to lubricate the lower bearing of the well. Just some really thin, very watery oil. You want to drip it once every 5 to 7 seconds. 2, 3. There, that's about 6 seconds, so that'll work. And then make sure that is an oil level in the top bearing of the well. I don't know what the deal is though, why that pivot wouldn't start. That's interesting. I might have to get a hold of somebody and find out what's going on. You ever have one of those things where, you know, it's like, I should just walk. No, the truck will fit, I'll just drive. And then you get about halfway through and you're just like, no, I probably should have walked. The truck fits, but it's a bit tight. Yeah, this is one of those. It's tight. Yeah. Normally when we're going in and out of a pivot or something like that, we take out 3 rows just to make sure it fit. In this case, that didn't happen. But, you know, you live and learn. Oh, it's a coffee break. Alright, so we have reached our pivot. Driving was not as quick and smooth as it was let on to be. And I found my problem. You see, look at this. That's a power box. It goes on, and suddenly the pivot has power. You know, instead of going all the way back out to the well. So now I should be able to just hit start, and hopefully the water will come. I hope. If not, then I'll have to go and, oh, here it comes. See it starting to dribble out of there? Now it'll run like that until there's pressure in the pipe, and it'll actually take this piece of pipe, force it up against the clamp, and then in there's a gasket that has a flap that once the pressure hits it, it pushes it out and it'll seal it. So it'll leak a little bit, but not as bad as it is now, ideally, as long as everything is working like it's supposed to be. But we'll just hang out and we'll find out. Now we're getting water. It's hitting up there, and all that'll seal up when the gaskets get pressure. And then you probably won't be able to see it, but there are nozzles. There's one there, and there's one there, and there's one there, and way on out. And you'll see water start coming out of those. I hope that gasket seals up. Otherwise, that's a lot of water leak. So I'm going to see if I can't get higher up to get a look at the pivot to make sure it's moving. Well, now it's purging some air out. Not uncommon at all. You can see now, maybe, that pushes pretty good water out. It has moved. So that part is doing what it's supposed to. And look, it's sealed up. Gaskets are doing their job, except for that little one right there, but whatever. So now, we'll get in the truck and get out of here. And I've got one more pivot to go check. That one I just need to look at. So we'll head on the road to that one. This other pivot, gotta fold the truck mirrors going through the corn because the near corn that hits it will break the mirror off. And I'm really not keen on doing that today. But this is our largest pivot. It's a little over a quarter mile long. 13 towers, I believe, on this one. So we'll get going in here. In this one, all I have to do is check that dripper oil that's on the well, because this pivot doesn't, it's just one big pivot and it just goes round and round and round all the time. About the only time we'll stop this until, I don't know, August, late August, will be if we get an absolute gully washer of a rain. But otherwise, in order to keep up with the water on this field, it takes so long for that pivot to make a circle that we just need to keep it running. Okay. I hope there's oil out here because I didn't bring any with me. There's not. Fantastic. So, on this one, this is the dripper. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see a drip right there. About 8 seconds. 8 seconds is fine. Then we just check the level. There's oil in it. So, should be good to go. Somebody wasn't putting the cap on right. So, and then we'll just do a quick walk around, make sure everything's happy. The oil level's all the way up there, so it's actually a little bit over full. That's okay, it'll be fine. But, so, the water comes out underneath there, comes up along that pipe, then back down under here, and all under the ground, down that road. And I don't know if you can see way off in the distance, right there is the center point of the pivot. And then so the water's underground all the way along there, and then it comes up, and then it's above ground for the entire width of the field, or half the field anyway, because the pivot is in the middle. long way to push water. This well has a big motor on it. So yeah, it just does a good job. She's an older pivot, but it works well. Well, that's it for the pivots for the morning. I'm putting my mirrors back out so I can go help Carter with some grain bins. But anyway, I'm gonna probably stop this video here, so thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you later.